Hello, Potato! Today we're going back into the Disney Toy Box with a couple of Pixar figures, newer ones this time. From Coco we have figure 16, Miguel, and figure 17, Hector. And I still don't totally understand these numbers because I don't believe Miguel is the 16th Pixar figure, because they've done the Toy Story figures, pretty much all of them, twice now. And I think that would have to be more than 16 up to this point. But I don't know, maybe they've started renumbering them after the first run. I skipped a lot of the first run of the Toy Box figures back before they were, I think before they were divvied up into Pixar and Star Wars. They were just Disney Toy Box. Because I didn't want to get into another figure collection, but then they released stuff like Jack Skellington and Wreck-It Ralph and Boba Fett, and well, it's all just downhill from there. Which of course means I'm missing some of the early figures, like I think Luke Skywalker was one of the early ones. I don't have Ant-Man, but I have Wasp. Issues like that. So I picked these up off of Shop Disney, of course, because my local Disney store, like all my local malls, is still closed. And I picked this up on the day they were doing the ink and paint key. I bought these two guys to be my inking paint purchase, because at $12.99 a piece, they come to $26, which is just above the $25 mark that you needed to get the key. And yeah, I could have included these in the Magic in the Mail video last week, because they did come with the key, but I don't usually do Toy Box figures there, and I wanted to save them to do on their own video like I do the other Toy Box figures. So let's check out Miguel here. Yeah, nothing much to show on the box other than the fact I'm pretty sure these are poses the figures absolutely cannot go in. But I think Toy Box figures are kind of like Lego in that respect, where they sometimes will put them in display in a, not so much Lego like the boxes normally, but like the minifigures, the little cards the minifigures come with, show them in poses they couldn't possibly be in, because they don't have shoulders that move other than up and down. Alright, and he is plush tagged in. Let's try to free him from that. And of course we have to get him out of the package. It's always a joy with Toy Box figures. So he's a little skinny. I'm wondering if he's going to stand up very well or not. Oh, the guitar is plush tagged in separately, because why not? That's okay, we can just slide it out. Alright, get the guitar out. Now we'll get him out. Alright, some nice detail work on the guitar here. We'll look at that more in a second. Can he hold the guitar? Can he hold it like the box? No. Because almost, but it doesn't seem like his hips move quite enough. And even of course he isn't going to stand up that way. I wish they put a strap on the guitar, because I don't think he's going to hold the guitar very well. I think I'm going to have to get the putty again like I did for Captain Hook's hat and Peter Pan's pipe. Oh, he's holding it. Let's get a closer look at him, and then we'll try to set him up properly. Lots of words. Lots of legal words. Let's take a closer look at Miguel here. So he's another one of these spindly figures, which is generally good for posability, because look at that range of hip action. I think that is the most flexible of any Toy Box figure I have. So that's that's like Wasp levels of flexibility. We got our elbows, kind of stiff in the elbow area, but I think it should be enough to let him actually hold the guitar, if not super well. The hood does not come off, but the face is nicely detailed and painted, and it doesn't really look like normally the Toy Box figures have kind of angled hands in particular. Of course, because they're designed to look like the old Disney Infinity statues. Or figurines. I don't know what you'd call it. I guess figurines. And this one doesn't, because even like Captain Hook and Peter Pan had those kind of angled fingers, and he really doesn't. And of course the face is very round. But they don't usually do the angles on the face so much as they do the hands. But yeah, the hood does not come off. He does not, oh, no, he does. He does have some turn in the waist. I guess that's just a thing. I wonder if they all did that and I just didn't notice. It's possible. Yep, he's a well-articulated figure. Being spindly, I think it's going to be a little hard to make him stand up and hold the guitar. Because it doesn't really slot into the hand very well. It's very loose. So I think it's going to be a little difficult to get him to actually hold the guitar and stand up. But let's look at the guitar too. The guitar's got some nice detail on it. It's got the skull. For a toy box figure, because let's face it, toy box figures aren't always the most detailed, and sometimes the perspectives on them are a little weird, such as like Darth Maul, where he looks like he's a man walking around on his knees, and C-3PO with the giant head, compared to the body anyways. And although I think the worst offender on giant heads is probably Little Bo Peep. Little Bo Peep figure, I don't have it, I've just seen it in the stores and stuff. It looks like a figure wearing a mask of Little Bo Peep. Like it's another figure cosplaying as Bo Peep. But I'll probably end up getting that one eventually. I have like one of the Toy Story ones. I haven't opened it, so it'll probably be in a future video. But yeah, I haven't really. These are, I think, my first. Other than that one, these are my first Pixar figures, and they're nice figures, and it's from a good movie. And yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get him to stand up at the end here. Let's take a look at the other figure. Alright, next is Hector. Not only is he a bigger figure, but he has an extra thing because he has a hat, which looks like it may actually stay on his head. You know, they had a really, really nice Hector figure when the movie came out. I didn't see the movie until I think it showed up on Netflix, but I really did want that Hector figure. But by the time we got around to buying it, they were no longer carrying it. And I mean, I could still buy it, but it's like $100, $200 on Amazon, and that's just... I don't want it that badly. There are very few action figures. Actually, there may honestly be no action figures that I'm willing to spend $200 on. But it was a nice figure. I mean, I hadn't seen the movie. I just really liked the design of the figure. I also wanted to get a thing just because I like the design on it more than necessarily having any interest in what it is associated with. I just honestly had a similar disappointment in not buying the Tonto figure from the Lone Ranger movie. And yes, I understand why Johnny Depp playing an indigenous person is incredibly problematic and a very odd choice. But that aside, I thought the movie was not bad. I am using the dull edge of the blade, that's why it's not cutting. Alright, I think I've got all the ties now. Oh. Well, and as you'd expect the skeleton to be, he's pretty spindly. He can fly like Peter Pan. Up, up, and away! Alright, let's take a closer look at him as well, then we'll see if we can make them stand up and hold their kit. Which way does the hat even go? I think it goes this way. Does the box give me any hints? Yeah, she has it curled up on that side, so... Look, the hat actually stays on! I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get closer looks. And here's a little bit of a better look at Hector. Again, very spindly. Got that good hip range there. But his knees... Well, this knee flexes. I think his joints are just... this knee should flex. Okay, it does. It's just stiff. He seems like he's... maybe it's because he's dead. His joints are pretty stiff. Except for the hips there. Those are good and loose. But yeah, his elbow doesn't want to go. I don't think he's going to be able to hold the guitar. He is just really not as posable as Miguel. But the face has got some really nice detail work on him. I do like the face, I like the eyes set into it. Good rotation of the head. I like it comes with the hat. and that it actually does stay on his head, unlike Captain Hook's. So that's nice. And look, I mean, really, you can just shake that around reasonably. I'm sure if I shook it hard enough, it would fly off. But I just don't think... I mean, it seems like he'll hold the guitar tighter than Miguel does, because his hand is really tightly closed. But I just don't think... I don't think this arm can pivot into a strumming motion. I think it's just because you do... I think with... Let's look at Miguel again. Yeah, so you've got some pivot here in the elbow, and you just don't have that with him. Oh, a little bit. Maybe, but no. I mean, he's very rubbery, I guess, because, you know, being bone, you know, if you made him in a harder plastic, it would just make him very brittle. So that's a nice choice. Yep, I like him. He's got good detail work, and not as detailed as that, you know, figure that's going for $200 on Amazon. But it is, for a toy box figure, I think, very well detailed. Again, sometimes they skip over the details. This one, they absolutely did not. I think they've done a great job on him in particular, Miguel as well. But Hector in particular, I think, has a lot of nice detail work, combining the look of the movie. He's got sort of the angled hands, though, in the way that Miguel doesn't. I don't know, does that show up well on camera? Probably doesn't. It's probably out of focus because I'm not holding it where I had it focused. He's got a little bit of the angle on there, though. That's just because it's bones, though, too. The articulated bits are pretty decent, but just some of them are really stiff and limited. I don't think I'll be able to hold that guitar properly. But we will try it. I'm going to try, like here, this does not want to pivot at all. The leg just wants to bend. I also worry, leaving him standing up long term, if that rubbery leg is going to be an issue, if that's going to like just kind of bend out from under him over time and make him fall off the shelf. Even with a stand, that could be an issue. Because even with a stand, like I have the stand on Minnie Mouse, but I still have to put putty under her other shoe because of her massive, massive noggin pulling her off balance. As for Mickey, he stood just fine because he has bigger feet. Alright, well, the last challenge is to try to make them stand up for a final shot. So let's do that. And finally, here we have them all stood up as much as I could get them to go. So Hector, of course, being very spindly and having that kind of weird elbow joints, he does not... I can't seem to get him to hold the guitar properly. And to be fair, the box does not show him holding the guitar properly. It shows him just holding it off to his side. But he is standing up. They both are standing up. It was very difficult to get Miguel there to hold the guitar and stand up. He kind of wanted to either hold the guitar and fall on his face, or stand up and drop the guitar. So I may still have to use some putty on him to get him to hold the stuff in place there, so while he's on the shelf, he doesn't just drop the guitar and it disappears forever. They also, when they had that nice Hector figure, had a nice Miguel figure as well, but I really wasn't as interested in him because he's not actually a skeleton. I liked Hector for the same reason I like him here. He's an actual skeleton. Miguel's kind of here just for the sake of completeness. But he has the cooler guitar. Of course, the nice figure, the guitar played the actual song from the movie, which was cool. But I still wish I'd gotten the Hector figure. And if I ever see it for not, $175 on Amazon, I might still grab it. So that is our Coco figures. Yeah, I'm sorry that neither one is actually looking at the camera. I wasn't going to fiddle with them anymore. But there they are. Hector and Miguel. And yes, I know I referred to him as Manuel before by mistake. That was a mistake. I hope you found these little guys interesting, checking them out. They are now available on shopdisney.com, and if your Disney store is open, maybe they're available in your Disney store, maybe in whatever is passing for a Halloween section. I have no idea what those are looking like. Although I'm guessing there's not going to be a lot of Haunted Mansion stuff in store this year, because so far everything I've managed to get from Shop Disney appears to be park stuff, because it doesn't have the store price tags on it like these do. If you did find this interesting or find this at all entertaining, please give this video a like and subscribe and share it with other people. And I will see you in the next video.